welcome to Flory Models Daily Vlog. Here we are on the 14th of March 2016, and to be honest, been pushing on very nicely with the bomber. So we're working on the Halifax B. Part 1 is up on the site now, which is pretty much going to get you to here. We've done a few little things. We've got the resin installed in front of the engines and everything else like that. It's actually turning into a very nice build. Really am enjoying this one. To be honest, I spent about 3 hours with the team yesterday. We were all on Skype together, yapping, unusual thing, and building, and actually I cracked on really well, amazingly. I've got all the photo etch installed and put in and everything else like that, so that is all literally good to go. This is all ready to be painted up again, then we can weather it, then we can get the colour photo etch placards all on there and get those installed. As soon as they're done, we can think about actually bringing it together already, getting it in. But we've already taken care of the engines and we've got those fitted in. I've got the other one to go on here now, which I'm going to do just shortly after I finish recording this, and we can get that one installed, put in and everything else. So by the time we get it together, the wings will be ready to go in then. The tail planes are done as well, so they're going to be ready to go in. So actually this is going to come together within the next few days, which will be absolutely fantastic, because then we can get into the paintwork. And obviously with this one, we've got some nice little techniques coming up. I'm going to have a different way, a bash at doing the black underneath, involving a lot of greys and things like that, just to break this up and try a few little techniques which I'm not going to talk about them here, but I'm going to try some things I've never done before just to see if they work. I've seen a lot of it on the internet and a lot of people sort of bang it on about it. I'm thinking, right, we'll give it a whirl. If it doesn't work, we'll just go over the top of it. But it should be quite a lot of fun doing this down here, and then we can obviously play with washes and weathering and everything else, as well as the standard RAF camo on the top. So we want to weather that down and give it a nice beaten look to it, and give it that sort of war-torn look and everything else like it. But generally, I have to say, I was wrong. I thought these engines were going to be a complete pain to do, the way that it goes on there. I thought the resin, resin normally when you talk about these types of things, they don't usually fit perfect, but these actually did. Tiny little bit of fill around them, and to be honest, I was using the new to me, surface primer. This is the Tamiya stuff. I'm going to do a full review on this because I'm using it in anger, so to speak, on this for the first time, and it really is working very, very nicely. I'm actually enjoying using this stuff and right the way through. Think of Stynel Res, but thicker. This is what this stuff is. So you've got all the great capabilities that Stynel Res does, that's slightly thicker, so it's got good gap capabilities, it dries relatively quickly, and it sands beautifully. So generally, really pushing along with this one. But I have to say, it is a good kit. Everyone bashed this kit when it first came out. It's going together for me, no problem at all. Okay, I haven't got the fuselage halves together yet, and it can be a nightmare. But from a point of view, the wings, the wingtips going on, the ailerons, the engine, the nacelles being fitted onto it and everything else like that, it works an absolute treat and goes together really well. All the photo etch seems to be lining up, no problems at all anywhere. So actually, we're going well. The only thing I can pick a fault with, if you want to, is the aftermarket resin air scoops. They just don't fit. I don't know what they were thinking when it came to it, because quite frankly, these are a curved edge, and it goes on the corner part of the actual nacelles for the engines. Those ones are flat, so they're just, it doesn't go, so it doesn't actually fit at all. So I've elected to use the kit parts. Tiniest little details going to be involved now. I did think about actually milling the ends of them out and all the rest of it, but I don't think it's going to be worth all the effort that's going to go into there. So we're just going to fake it a little bit, probably put a little different bit of colour on there, a little bit darker black on the ends, just to give it that effect of being a hole down there and everything else like that. But there we go. As I say, part 1 is up on the site now. There's loads of it. You might notice it's more of a rapid build. It's a lot more fast paced than we normally do. We're not going to be sitting this wheel and showing you exactly where every photo etch bits goes, because let's face it, it's pretty straightforward. You can see it on the pictures. So I've literally just pushed through it really quickly. So hopefully it'll be a new fast paced way of doing the builds. Hopefully you're going to get not as bored watching them and all the rest of it. And it should come together a lot quicker. But as I said, really, I could be working on the Dreamliner tomorrow doing all the paintwork to it, but from this point of view, it should be pretty much together by the end of the week, glass work in and everything else like that, and then we'll be popping straight into paintwork and weathering and everything else like that, as you can imagine, straight after it. So really am enjoying that one, coming together really well. Tomorrow is technically Phil's Q&A, but after an extremely successful thing with the lads yesterday, we were all on Skype together. The reason we were using Skype instead of using the usual Hangout things is that Skype is our new way for the new XSplit system that you saw on Friday when I was doing it as the live vlog. Hopefully the capture card will be here tomorrow, so that means it'll be full steam ahead with it and all the rest of it. But generally what's going to happen is Steve's going to join me tomorrow, so it's going to be Phil and Steve's Q&A. So it's not going to have the full guys here and everything else. It'll just be me on one camera, Steve on the other, your questions underneath, and then we can split off to go to full screen to answer your questions independently and things like that. So if you have got any questions and you want us to answer them, obviously pop them still into Steve's area and into my area in the Ask the Team section, and we will answer them, take alternatives, or I'll do a couple, then Steve can do a couple, and things like that, and work our way through as many as we can during the evening. Steve doesn't know this yet, and he keeps asking me what time we're going to do it. I think we're going to go for evening. It will be streamed live as well, so if you do want to watch it live, we're going to be using our new bit of software and all the rest of it like that. So if you are up for it, I think we're probably going to go for around about 7 p.m. as normal, and we're going to do a couple of hours on Tuesday. So it'll be a live Q&A. I don't think we're going to stream it to the world as a freebie. It'll just be the sort of, members only areas, things like that, and then afterwards, when the recording and everything else is sorted, then perhaps that'll go out for everybody else to watch as well. So there we go. That is about it for today. As I say, part 1, go off and watch that one and get all your questions in for tomorrow. Until tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.